Welcome everybody to the very first episode of my brand new podcast. And I can't wait till you guys really see what we're cooking up. And we're releasing this episode on a special day, Juneteenth. If you don't know what Juneteenth is, look it up. But our virtual wholesale and real estate podcast, um, literally it's going to be full with so many gems, so many information. We're going to be interviewing a lot of people. We're going to be showing you all the tips and tricks and give you the latest updates. Literally, it's free coaching. So once we get onto all the different platforms, if you are on Spotify, if you're on Apple, we're going to be on all platforms. Do us a favor and subscribe to that. Listen to the episode there, and most importantly, if you're feeling what we got going on, give us a 5-star rating so that way we can continue to produce quality episodes. And the reason why we decided to come up with this podcast, because we see so many brand new people entering the real estate market and they don't really have a coach or mentor that can really show them things and be consistent. And there's no way for me to coach and mentor every single person that I come across and every person that reach out to me. So what I decided was to go to a podcast platform, create my own platform, and literally put a lot of valuable information out multiple times a week. So you're going to see us record 2-3 episodes live every week just so we can get our library information caught up. So like I said, my name is Antoine Campbell. I'm from Washington, D.C., currently live in Maryland. And literally, I help people take their business to the next level. I've been doing this since 2017, real estate investing. I've been actually helping people since 2019. So like I said, just be prepared for a lot of information. And like I said, in episode 1 today, we're going to be talking about is what it's going to take to get your business off the ground. You know, and that's the one thing that most people get stuck at is, what it's going to take for me to get my business off the ground. And let's first of all explain to you, the details of wholesaling and what it is, right? So wholesaling is essentially literally a way where you can lock up a property or, you can get a property under contract with the sole intention to selling your interest and your rights to another investor for a big spread. That's between, 5,000 and I've seen deals go as high as $100,000, $200,000. So, the money is great in wholesaling. The issue with a lot of people, they struggle with coming up with systems and processes. So that's the reason why I feel like a lot of people are not getting their business off the ground successfully. And there's a lot of other different strategies. Wholesalers usually sell to buy and hold investors. They usually sell to fix and flippers. They usually sell to people in land bank to buy land and then want to do stuff with it at a future date. So the advantage of wholesaling, you know what I mean, is because it's such a low startup cost. If you got a phone or if you got a pair of legs, and you can go door knock, you can start wholesaling. If you got a phone and you can, look up a few numbers and make some calls, when you get off work. Let's say, for example, it's 5:49 on my time, EST. You get off work at 5 o'clock. If you work this business every day, 6 days a week, from 5 o'clock to 8 to 9 o'clock at night, I guarantee you get a deal in the first 60 days. But the biggest secret is being consistent. Most people are not consistent, and that's why the results keep lingering. They're like, I've been doing this for 8 months. But how consistent have you personally been into your business, right? A lot of people build, wholesaling business. I know so many different examples, so many clients, so many people I just personally know. We got some kids, Moses, his brother. They originally from the Maryland, PG County area, and they relocated to Texas. They built a nice virtual land flipping business where they buy land and they sell it. We have people in Florida that's crushing it, that's doing a lot of what we call subject twos. I know people that's crushing it doing tax sales. Like there's so many people that we know that have their little way in niche and wholesaling. What I want to tell you guys that's listening out there is figure out what your niche is, figure out what you want to deal with and double down on that. Are you a person that can show empathy and show to people that you actually care about them? Maybe you want to try the pre-foreclosure or the divorce list. Are you a person that's just numb and that don't show emotions? Maybe you just want to try something different, right? Maybe you want to deal with a landlord, tired landlord that's very transactional, that doesn't care about the emotional side of things. So that's one of the biggest things I want to point out to you guys, that it's so wide in wholesaling that Most people struggle because they're trying to do everything at once. Pick your lane, pick your niche, and just head for the hills, right? And the most important thing that I want to discuss is mindset and motivation. They go hand in hand. You got to have a good mindset knowing that I might pay out some money to start up my business, or I may invest in lists, I may invest in softwares, I may invest in virtual assistants, and you might not get that money back as quickly as you would like to, right? In business, people invest knowing that they have to wait 2-3 years for the investment to mature. But for some reason, people look at wholesale as a quick flip, as a quick hustle, and they get stuck thinking that they're going to make their money in 20 days, 21 days, 45 days. And that's not sometimes the case. When you look at the U.S. Treasury bills, they want you to commit to at least 5 years when you buy a Treasury bond, right? When you look at 401k, you got to keep that money account for at least 15, 20 years. When you buy whole life insurance, they want you to, hold on to that, continue to pay money to that policy for 5-6 years before you're able to touch it. So everything has like a maturity date for, whatever you're trying to accomplish to be unlocked to you. So that's the same thing in entrepreneurship. You need to set the expectation that, I might not make a ton of money at the beginning, so I can't put myself in a position that I'm living off of this investment, right? So the biggest thing I'm gonna tell you that no one's gonna tell you outside of these four walls is that you shouldn't live off your wholesaler money. I repeat, you shouldn't live off your wholesale money. If you currently have a job, stick with your job and live off that and take care of that. And then the wholesaler money is for your future purposes. It's for a bigger play, a bigger investment. It's for the future. That's your retirement. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest thing I want to motivate you guys with, is that you can't just be pumped up. Oh yeah, we're going to crush it, because that motivation would deflate within 2, 3, 4 months of paying somebody. You know what I'm saying? Pay a VA 6 months straight and don't close the deal. You're going to mentally check out, because you're going to be like, damn, they getting paid, but I ain't getting paid. Not understanding, once you crack the code to this, you literally have a business that you can make an obscene amount of money compared to what a VA get paid. The most a VA can get paid, a Filipino VA, I can't speak for nobody else, is literally maybe $6,800 a year full time. That's probably a quarter or half of one deal. So if you're working this for 12 months and you do 7 deals in 1 year and the average deal is $15,000, I don't know the math for that, but I know it's north of $75,000. You know what I'm saying? I know it's probably like 90, almost $100,000. So, you got to work on your mindset to understand that, I'm in this for the long haul, and that at the end of the day, I can't be looking at short-term, wins. Like, you got to, wholesaling is a long-term business model. It's very tough. It's very unpredictable. It's very unstable. It's great profit. But like I said, you got to be in this for the long haul. Also, set goals, set realistic goals when you first start out doing this, right? As we bring on people and seasoned investors and stuff, you guys gonna get a lot of good gems, stuff that most people wouldn't even give out. But we do a good job of interviewing people. If you watch a lot of my old interviews, my other podcasts, you see how good we get the quality questions out. Set goals. What are some goals? Write this down if you're listening to this. How much do I want to make a month? How much do I want to make in 6 months? How much do I want to make in a year? And then reverse backwards. How much manpower that would take? How many cold callers I would need? How much money in the bank I would need to, what's my run? Like, how much savings I need to have in order to continue to pay my team until I start making profit. So set these goals. A lot of people just say these bland, generic outbursts. I want to quit my job. Well, what does that look like for you? Right? If you quit your job, how much would it need to take care of yourself? Oh man, you need $8,000 a month. Don't quit your job. Wait 2-3 years to quit your job. Why? Even if you're making $50,000 a month, I wouldn't quit my job right now, because that money is not yours. So that's what you got to get in your head. If you're listening, paying attention, and even if you're watching a replay or you're listening to Spotify or Apple Tunes and all of that, tag me on my Instagram post at CEO929 and then say that money is not yours. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, what does that mean? That means that, yes, you're making the money, but you can't spend it if it's yours, because you're never going to get over the hump. Nobody told me this when I first got into business, that all the money I'm making, I need to play broke. So I do that now. I play broke. Sheesh, I don't have any money. I might have a nice savings, but that's for long-term purposes. To anybody, even to yourself. If you got to start back eating McChickens and you got 100,000 in your bank account and you got to go eat a McChicken because that's the only thing you can afford because your goals and your dreams are bigger than that, then so be it. The biggest mistake I see a lot of people make when they first get into the business is that they get these $20,000, $30,000 check. They're thinking that, I got another deal lined up next month. I'm going to spend this money and be good again. And they forever, on this hamster wheel, and they can't get off this hamster wheel to cross investments to say, damn, I can't take on none of these deals. I can't close these deals myself. I can't invest in properties. I can't buy multifamily. Or I can't, put down some money to buy. I can't do anything because I'm living this business as if, it's a job. And then eventually you take your paycheck to paycheck job and then you expand it to your business. And now you're living transaction to transaction. Which is worse, paycheck to paycheck or transaction to transaction? I don't know. I know both of them tough. And the reason why is you're in survival mode. When you're in survival mode, you make a lot of irrational decisions, right? So, at the beginning of you understanding what, your wholesaling business is and what you're trying to accomplish, you should focus on education and skill development. What that look like? Taking someone's 2-day training, a seminar, taking someone's master class, going after an expert. Maybe you want to specifically learn virtual wholesaling, going after somebody that does virtual wholesaling, or you want to really get lead generation down pat and you want to make sure you're producing the best quality leads possible. Go hire a marketing company or a person who ran a marketing company that understands and know how to generate Facebook leads or, cold calling leads or text messaging leads of that sort. So that way you can really be a quality to your business. You're not doing a disservice to your business. The most important thing you got to understand is everybody has a coach or mentor. If you go to church every Sunday, that pastor is similar to a coach and a mentor, just in a spiritual way, right? When you go to college, that professor is like a coach or a mentor to you. You play basketball, that coaches are like a coach or mentor to you. So everybody got somebody that they got to report to that's going to continue to grow and pour into them so they can get to the next level. If you're telling yourself, you come in here and you're like, I don't want to invest in myself. I don't want to pay nobody for this. I don't want to pay nobody for that. Everything I come across a scam. You already lost because you're not willing to take the risk and invest in yourself and get the results. Not everything I invested in worked out in my favor. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, you have to get good at taking calculated risk. So we'll have a whole episode on what does calculated risk means and how to take advantage of that, right? One of the things I recommend for you guys is to go follow somebody named Sean Terry. When I first got put on, I learned a lot from Sean Terry. I didn't really listen to Bigger Pockets, but I heard it's pretty good. I did listen to Wholesaling Inc. With the Cody guy. I watched a lot of YouTube videos and just find somebody that you vibing with. Find somebody that you vibe with, and then just go all in with them, right? One of the books I recommend for you guys, and we're going to get a book recommendation, and then we have some links so you can go there and grab the book on the podcast site. But one of the books I recommend is The Wholesaling Bible by Paul Gishazian or something. I messed his name up. But look up The Wholesaling Bible. That's one of the first books I read. And it gave me the confirmation that systems is essential. It's essential. They know I get it when I get the money, when I get paid next week. No. You need your systems. You need your systems to take your business to the next level. Another book I recommend is by Grant Cardone, If You're Not First, You're Last. Another book I recommend is Traction. It's a pretty dope book. It teaches you organizational structural skills. That's how I was able to manage, almost 65 VAs that worked directly for me. At one point, I had to scale it back, but at one point, I was able to successfully manage 65 plus VAs that worked directly for me, right? And if it wasn't for the processes and the systems and understanding, employee development and all that stuff, I wouldn't have been able to manage all of these people at one time. Some courses I recommend. Sean Terry got a great course Obviously, we have courses, but we're not here to pitch you courses. But we're just here to give you tools and recommendations so that you can go down the right rabbit hole. Because either way, people want to buy courses and training. So why not point them in the right direction versus letting them buy a pile of fluff? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of mentorship programs. One of the biggest recommendations I recommend about mentorship program is find a program that fits your current needs and your future needs. So, like, if you want to learn the master of closing people over the phone, find a mentorship that's specifically focused and geared towards sales and persuasion and doing deals over the phone and getting contracts signed, that type of thing. You may have to break it down to the point that you're in 2-3 programs. Now, this don't mean go out and spend $40,000-$50,000. There are a lot of people out here that have high-level mentorship programs that's doing subscription-based that's charging anywhere between $100 and $3,000 a month. Depends on the quality and the caliber of it. But I can show you like 2 or 3 solid $100 a month programs that you can hop right into. That's going to crush it. And we'll give you a list. We'll do another top 5 list of mentorship programs that we recommend, that we feel that is tested and vetted over time, that people getting the results and just not getting screwed over and all of that good stuff. So that's one of the biggest things that I recommend. But like I said, it's important to continue to invest in yourself and your education. Every day that goes past, there's not a time that I'm not listening to a book or training or YouTube video, something that continues to grow my mind, because you're not using 60% of your brain. 60% of your brain is not really being used. So you're using, I think, 30 to 40% of your brain. So there's a lot that you can continue to store in your mind, but that's up to you, right? And like I said, the specific skills that are crucial to your success is sales, number one. Then I think marketing. You can kind of get away with not being a great marketer, because you can subcontract a lot of the marketing out. We even build out a platform. If you're interested, it will be in the show notes, where if you want a market on autopilot and you don't really want to deal with the day-to-day of generating leads, we set you up with an online ad campaign, and you have leads working for you 24/7. 24/7, 7 days a week, no days off. Right, and you're probably spending between $20 to $75 a day to have this campaign running. But look at the amount of people you've been able to talk to. It's all about talking to as many people as possible, right? If you only talk to 5 people a week, how many deals at most you think you can get? At most 5. But if you're talking to 80 people a week, you may can get 10 deals. Man, Antoine, that's impossible to be talking to 80 people a week. Well, if you have 2 to 3 other acquisition guys you're working with, you can cover 80 deals a week. 80 leads a week, because it's only like 20 calls a day. So when you break things down into bite-sized mathematical calculations, you don't really feel overwhelmed. You know what I mean? So that's one of the biggest things I want to tell you. But let's get into marketing and lead generation, guys. Marketing and lead generation, like I said, is very important in your business, because if nobody knows who you are, nobody is aware that you buy houses for cash, or you buy houses seller finance, or whatever the case is that you do, you're not going to make no money. So what are some good forms of marketing? Door knocking, right? Text message marketing, right? Facebook ads, billboards, digital billboard ads. There's so many forms and variations of marketing. You just got to know how to talk to your people. So it could be the way you do your copy. What is the copy? So if you're writing or texting somebody saying, hey, we want to buy your house, how many people are going to, politely or positively respond back to that without giving you some, bad words of encouragement? A lot of people. But if you guys, are sending messages to people that you know that you want to connect with and saying the right things. Example, hey man, I'm looking to buy 2 to 3 houses in the next, month. I'm looking to work with landlords that's looking just to liquidate a piece or a portion of their portfolio. If you have anything, send them my way. Now, if I'm sending it out to a entire landlord list, that's going to resonate with them. They want to know that, yo, this guy knows what he's talking about versus I want to buy your house. Oh, look at this idiot's texting me. So you got to be very detailed in your marketing strategy. And the thing your marketing strategy needs to be aligned. So if you're only running ads for 2-3 days out the week, you're not going to get a lot of traction. If you're only cold calling people 2-3 times a week or an hour a day for 7 days straight, you're not going to get that many leads. Let's just be realistic about it. I don't care if you call that being consistent because you did 7 days straight. I'd rather cold call 5 days straight and cold call for 5 hours a day, right? Than the call for 7 days straight and only an hour a day. Remember, it's all about consistency and good production. If you're not focusing on production, right, in your business, where you're not like, yo, I got this list of 10,000 people, I need to bust this down to being able to call 2,500 people a week or 3,500 people a week. And stay consistent. Then at the end of that list, man, I ran out of leads. What do I do now? No, call that list again. Try a different time of the day. Try a different phone number. Try a different way you use your script. Try a different intro. Try a different text, sequence. In business and marketing, you got to keep trying different things. There's no just keep doing it one way. Think about this. If you was in sports and you was shooting a jump shot the same way from the same, feet of the court, and it just keep going air ball, air ball, air ball, you need to change up the way your form is. You need to change up the way you releasing that ball. And eventually the bucket's going to start falling. That's the same thing in marketing. If you're switching up and changing different ways how to connect to people, eventually people are going to start connecting to you and they're going to start doing business with you. So just staying consistent and most importantly, being at the right place at the right time is going to help you get your wholesaling business off the ground. The first thing, if you're brand new and you haven't, and listen, I want everybody to try this. And if you get good results, tag me on your Instagram. If you tag me on Instagram, we got something really special for you at CO929. If you're watching this and you feel like you're getting value, tag me on your Instagram at CO929. Tag me in it on your Instagram stories. And we got something special for you. My team will make sure you get the hookup with something. You probably get it tomorrow afternoon, but best believe we're going to reach out to you and get you something. But the whole point is you want to make sure that your marketing is consistent. It's 7 days a week, around the clock, working hard, following up with people, being realistic with yourself. That's the biggest thing I see a lot of brand new people is. But back to what I was saying. If you're brand new and you haven't closed your first deal, here's the ultimate hack to get to your first deal. The ultimate hack to get to your first deal is to go into your phone and text everybody this 2-sentence thing. Hey, I'm looking to buy a house in the next 2 to 3 months. If you know anybody looking to sell a house as is for cash, let me know. Text everybody on your phone that you know that got a house or may have a house, and you'll be surprised how many leads you get from it. The average person has 150 contacts in their phone. So go into your phone and just text. Go into your Facebook, write a status. I'm looking to buy a house in the next 2 to 3 months. Do you know anybody that's looking to sell a house for cash as is? It don't have to be in the perfect condition. You can add little stuff to it. It don't have to be in the perfect condition. You know anybody open and selling a house for cash as is? What that does, that creates curiosity. So the biggest thing in marketing is being good at creating curiosity with people. So do that maybe like once a month, twice a month, and just mix it around, mix the verbiage around, and I guarantee you still continue to get leads from it. And some offline tactics, right? If you're flat broke and you don't have no money for a VA, you don't have no money for all of these, CRMs, and you just on your ass. There's this website called Vistaprint. You can go on Vistaprint and order like 1,000 door hangers for like $100 or something cheaper than that, maybe. I remember I ordered like 5,000 door hangers for like $275 or something like that. You want to design the door hangers like we buy houses as is cash. Call me now so we can talk about it. Make the door hanger look nice, not too pretty, but nice enough that Sorry, somebody's texting my phone. I should have put my phone on do not disturb. But nice enough that they know that it ain't a scam, or they don't feel like it's a scam, but not too nice that, dang, these motherfuckers, sorry, this is a podcast, I can't cuss that much. But dang, these people don't want to pay me nothing, they want to lowball me. So on the days that you get off of work, you're gonna ride around with your deal machine. Matter of fact, if you're so broke you can't afford a deal machine, that's okay. But you're gonna ride around to abandoned houses or houses that look like they may take cash off or something's going to it, or houses that's just in your neighborhood, or the spot that you know that people are selling or doing a lot of real estate transactions, and just put these on folks' doors. Put these on folks' doors. Go to the mall. Go to like pawn shops, the pawn shop, the liquor store, the casino. If it was me at the casino, any old car, any person with an old beat up car at the casino, or what Aspire tags or something like that, I'd be putting them joints on their windshield in the parking garage. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, these stuff works. So take them door hangers and hang them joints up everywhere. Anywhere that people have money issues or things like that, check cashing places. If you go past the check cashing place, figure out a way to put a sign on that joint. They got this. Then you get go on to Vista print out the business card stickers, and then do the same thing. Put, man, we buy houses as is. Don't worry, no matter what's wrong with it. Put your number on there. Call, text me, and then right in the corner where people pump their gas at, stick it right on there. It's like a little mini billboard. People will call you. I made hundreds of thousands of dollars that way. These little tactics in all of my different businesses. This stuff that not only works and real estate. If you own another business outside of real estate, this works there too as well. So that being said, guys, it's up to you. If you're going to be brand new, if you're starting off with money, great. If you're starting off with no money, it's still no excuses. That hunger in you is going to bring out the hustler in you. And if the hunger in you don't bring out the hustler in you, then it ain't meant to be. There's no hard feelings. I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm just being very honest. Save your money that you're wasting on the VAs and the softwares and don't do it. But if you want to bring out that hustler in you, hit them streets and do what's necessary. So, like I said, taking action and getting started. So many people just watch these YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video and don't get started. All you gotta do is just load up your first campaign, hit the phones. If you need a VA, reach out to us. We got VAs. That's no excuse. If you need whatever you need to get started, we can help you get started. That's not the issue. The issue is, are you willing to do the work and roll up your sleeves? Are you willing to work every day consistently, even after work? I had a lot of clients that, they get off of the work, they get off their firefighter job, their police job. There's a lot of, inspiring entrepreneurs that work good paying jobs, and they still find time for their business because they understand and know that in order to, take my business to the next level, I have to be there, right? I have to be hands-on. I have to be in my business. So that's one of the biggest things I want to encourage you. And then here's the thing that you guys got to do. Get you a good workspace. Find your dedicated area that's kind of peace and quiet in your house. That can be the kitchen table if you don't have children. If you do have children, that can be out in the garage as long as the Wi-Fi is strong out there. That can be in the basement, in the corner. I don't care. That can be at your wife's vanity when she put her makeup on in the morning. If that's still a quiet spot, use that to be consistent. So that way you can have a consistent place to work and treat it like a job. So give yourself a weekly schedule. Here's another hack that we give our coaching clients. Treat this like a job. Even though I know it's beautiful to say you're a business owner, but put yourself on a schedule. As you start making money, pay yourself a salary. Pay yourself a weekly salary and save the rest so that you can invest the rest. So if you come across that legacy duplex that the seller only want $120,000 for, and now you're gonna create a relationship with like a hard money lender, or get at me, we'll be offering hard money lenders soon too. And you create the relationship, and now they told you, yeah, you only got to put down 10%, and 120 plus another 40 to fix it up, 160. Guess what? You can put down 16,000, but what if your wholesaling fee was 20,000? You take the 16,000 out of your wholesale fee, and use that as your down payment. Put the full back in the bank to cover your expenses to do the transaction, and voila, you got yourself a full unit. So pick and choose, cherry pick and choose the deals you want to keep. Remember, the point of wholesaling and buying properties is not to live off, in my opinion. It's for preservation of your retirement, of your wealth, and of your finances. So that way, at some point, as all this compound, if you do that type of deal 3 to 5 times a year in 4 years, you have a multi-million-dollar real estate portfolio, a lot of debt paid down because you're taking all the money, putting it back on the principal and putting a little bit up in reserves. And you're in such a good cash liquid spot because you're not really spending much money from your wholesaling business. You have other businesses outside of wholesaling that you can live off of, and you're paying yourself a small salary. I'm telling you, I wish I had this advice in 2017 when I started. So take that advice and run with it, guys. Listen, we about to go to break really quickly. We got some sponsors that sponsor the show. Got to keep the building on the lights on. Continue to watch. I got another second half coming for you. So just let me pull this up for the sponsors, and boom. If you're an entrepreneur with less than a 720 credit score, reach out to this company. They'll give you a free credit audit, free of charge. Pull your credit, show you exactly what you need and what you need to do to fix it to get to the 720, so you can get the money you need to take to make your business liquid.
This show is sponsored by Approval, approval.com. Go to approval.com right now to get a free credit audit. If you don't have at least a 720 credit score, they will get you a free credit audit to evaluate and see exactly what you need to do to improve your credit score to get to a 720. Now, go over there ASAP. Tell them Antoine sent you. Approval, APROOVEL.com, and they'll go and hook you up.
Yeah, so that was our sponsor. Shout out to Approval, APROOVEL.com. If you need a credit audit, if you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to get your business started, and you have less than 720, go over there, man. They'll hook you up. But like I said, back to the show, guys. We got a little bit more to cover, and I'll let you go for the next episode. But you need to really come up with a game plan. If you're looking at how VAs out the gate, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But I do think that you need to focus on how you want to manage them, right? Because they're employees. So if you're hiring an employee out the gate, or you're bringing on a cousin or brother or your wife to work in the business, how is the workload going to be split up, right? What are we going to be doing to split up the workload? When me and my wife first got started, her job was to take the leads, manually skip trace them. We used to look them up on, all the little, the websites, the skip trace, and then call them. And if they're interested in selling, then all they got to do is just hook me up. Hook me up, send me the leads, and I take it all the way to getting it signed. And I was the closer. So figure out what your strengths are. That's the biggest thing that's going to make you great in business. Identify your strengths and delegate or subcontract out your weaknesses, or partner with people that can, complement your weaknesses, so you can really grow and scale your business. Listen, this is episode 1 of how to be successful in real estate wholesaling on the Virtual Wholesaling Podcast with Antoine Campbell. I really appreciate you guys. We're going to be recording a few more episodes this week. If you're on my email list, when we send you guys out the links to the podcast platforms, please do sign up for that and get us a 5-star review. That's really important to me. We're going to be providing nothing but value. You got to see the lineup of all of our guests we're bringing on, but we're going to be doing a lot of solo episodes too to get you that meat and potatoes information that you need to take your real estate business to the next level. If you want to work with me, we do offer a few spots on implementation coaching one-on-one, where we maybe do 2 to 3 people a quarter, nothing crazy. Definitely a financial commitment. And just reach out to us to see if we're a good fit. If we're a good fit, we'll get on the call with you, give you your options, and we'll get you hooked up and get your company off the ground. Other than that, I love and appreciate you guys. If you need a virtual assistant, stick around for this. So you can see how to hire a virtual assistant.
Hey, if you're in need of hiring a virtual assistant, you do know that we own a virtual assistant company. Won't you just click the link below to go to va.co929.com and get your virtual assistant. Our virtual assistants are trained, vetted, and ready to go. We help thousands of people just like yourself hire their VA and make it a seamless process without having to struggle and worry about who they're going to hire and pick. Go to va.co929.com ASAP to book an appointment so we can help you hire a virtual assistant.